We said it all before. How could you have two different lives for one person?
We did it. Let's go.
Eyes hurt and pain. Who say when it won't be the same? From San Diego to Georgia, Chi-Town to Indiana. We loved up, came up, and now we here. If you a Nugent, you gon' win. So mates to the end. I bruised you, you bruised me, but baby, we're not broken. I bruised you, you bruised me, but baby, we're not broken. I bruised you, you bruised me, but baby, we're not broken.
But baby, we're not broken.
I was very surprised when you let me get a dog because I knew my past experiences were not the best.
I was surprised myself, to be honest. But you know what? I'm happy that you went ahead and got little man. He's a beautiful dog. That's the baby.
Definitely, it is a commitment. I did not know to be this committed to him waking up every day for him. It's a commitment.
No, I feel you, man. Commitment is key. You know what I mean? Anytime you say I do to anything or anyone, I mean, it's definitely a commitment. And I believe last time you ain't understand that commitment, but life had to teach you. You know, experience is always the best teacher, if you ask me. And I believe that you're ready. And even myself, you know, thinking about life, I do. I guess marriage be the greatest thing you can say I do to, other than God, and saying I do to bringing kids into the world. But commitment is key, right?
This is true.
Yeah, but I do. I still remember like it was yesterday. I said I do what your mom was. Not the second time, but the first time. First time, I really ain't know what I was saying I do too. You know, I just knew I wanted to be with her for that moment in time and getting ready to move to California. But that second time, I definitely knew what I was saying I do too. And I believe the same thing with you, with your baby Milo. You know what she said I do too? Yes, she do. Yes, she do. But I do though. That's me, okay?
This is very true.
Why did I get married? I do. Let's get married. Single coming soon. Oh man, why did I get married? It was simple. I was in transition. I was in transition from old to new. Far as area code, how about that, right? I remember I was getting ready to head to the Navy, and at that time, my daughter was around 3 years old. Aisha, we've been together from 93 to 97 at that point. So that's 4 years. And she showed herself, man. She showed herself. Fellas, hear me out. She showed herself that she was committed to this process, man. And even to elaborate on that, I was in actually getting ready to go to boot camp. Let's start there. I was going to have my trials and tribulations personally. She never jumped ship on me, man. She got tired of me, of course. You know, sometimes us guys do knucklehead things when we're young, right? You know what I mean? I don't want to go into too much detail, but she was there, man. She was there. She was there through all my different transitions. And most of all, she showed me she genuinely loved me. You know what I mean? She genuinely loved me. And for that reason alone, I loved her enough to be serious enough to say, you know what? I want to marry you. And we tried it a couple of times, if I'm not mistaken. We kids, right? You can't forget we kids, man. I know a lot of y'all young folks looking right now. Well, you supposed to know this stuff, man. You don't know this stuff. You don't know this stuff when you're a kid, man. I mean, I think we tried it a year before we got married to get engaged, and over some nonsense we got into it about son. I forget. It might not be nonsense to her, but I forget the exact detail. But I remember she threw the ring out the window. We driving. She threw the ring out the window. I'm like, girl, you crazy. You get crazy, girl. And she was all buffed up at first, right? Then next thing I know, get my ring. I mean, so what did I do? Turned around, and I actually found the ring. Y'all gonna think I'm lying. I actually found the ring. I think we was about to get on the interstate. She threw it out right around that time. I even bring all that up. Jokingly, but seriously, we talked about marriage before we got married. Marriage before we, probably a year in, a year before we got married. Let me say that correctly. And but I remember when it was showtime. And it goes back to the case in point of why I said I do. I remember she stuck by me, man, while I was in boot camp. Like I said, issues before then, troubles before then, identity crisis before then, and she stuck with me. I remember in boot camp. That's when I believe I was at my most vulnerable. You know what I mean? I had nobody but myself. You know, in boot camp. Boot camp was like 4.5 months, I believe. And even then, in boot camp, I knew I was gonna marry her, but it was like a reinforcement, so to speak, to give me no doubt at that young age of 19. And I remember she kept writing me, and most importantly, it's the little things. You guys, this way we really started talking about marriage, right? It was the little things that caught my attention, that really gravitated me to love like no other. It was the clippings from the newspapers. The I love you clippings, a little white boy, a little white girl with the big heads, and it's always with a I love you phrase, and it never failed. I got a letter at least once a week out of 4.5 months, and I always have my clippings with it, and that just touched me. And sometimes time alone is the best time, because it had me get a little more serious on who not only she was, but also who we were.
Hey everybody, welcome to my booth. Today is day 4, and I'll be talking about why I got married. Why did I get married? Because I love him. I got married for love, of course, but I also got married because I wanted a family. I mean, I never thought about having a family, but once I had my daughter, I really wanted a family. I wanted our own unit. I wanted us to separate from everybody, and I wanted to raise my daughter. I wanted to be on my own. I wanted the freedom. There's a lot of reasons that went into why I got married. Even he was in boot camp, and I knew that he was going to be stationed to California. So, I wanted to lock him down, right? I didn't want him to leave. So it's a lot of reasons to why I got married. But deep down, I really believe that I knew that something great was going to come out of it. I truly believe we had something special. I believe that I believe it was destined. I truly do believe that. I don't think I used that word that day. I think I probably used something like we meant to be together. But we had talked about it. I think he was a little nervous, though. He seemed a little nervous about it when we talked about it the first time. But the second time, it was like, yes, let's do this. I'm ready. And I remember preparing myself for the wedding. We got married in the office in the courtroom in Great Lakes. But I remember preparing myself because I still wanted to be a bride. I still wanted to look like a bride. And I remember even the details of like my hair, my makeup, the gloves I had on. I remember every little bit and piece that was a part of my wardrobe for that day. I really took my time with that. It was like special. I knew that I was about to enter into a whole new life and a whole new beginning. I knew that I couldn't look back. I knew that too. I knew I couldn't look back. I don't even know how I knew that, but I just knew that I couldn't look back. And it's a lot of talking, of course, but that don't bother me. You could not hurt my feelings. Okay, I had to get that out. Okay, but seriously, I've always been this I don't know. I always been this person that is going to do whatever she want to do, no matter what, no matter what's being said, and all this talking. It doesn't stop me from going forward. Even though I cared about the people who was talking, it wasn't going to stop anything. But today, I can tell you the truth. I truly understand. I understand what they meant. Oh, don't I understand? I understand what they meant. I understand what they were saying. I understand all the talking. But there's a God, and He allowed me to make that choice. And I did. And I don't regret it. Not one day at all. I don't regret that movement because I was suffocating anyway. I needed some fresh, new life, a fresh, new home, a fresh, new atmosphere. I needed to become me. I needed to start the process. I needed to get going. You know, when you have a whole child that's growing, seem like they're growing faster than you need to get started because every day counts and every day is important. And I wanted to, hey, guess what, y'all? I'm woke.
You know, because I do believe in between the age of 16 and 19 when I had my child, I put a lot of emphasis towards my daughter. But at this moment in time, I had an opportunity to put a lot of emphasis on who Aisha is in my life. So for that, I was so grateful. But yet and still, I got to give a disclaimer. I fully still did not understand what I was saying I do to. You know, I knew I was saying I do to the person, to the woman that I love, that I fell in love with, that captured my essence, my thoughts, my heartbeat. I was saying I do to her, yes, but I ain't know the longevity of it. Because once again, I ain't never seen it as far as happiness like that. You know, I never seen it. So at that moment in time, I was saying I do to the reality of her and I. And also I knew I was getting ready to get shipped to California. This is while I was in a midst of boot camp, probably like 2 months in a boot camp. So things kind of speeded up a little bit because I'm like, hold on, if I leave, because, you know, you hear your orders and stuff. And then me, I'm very observant. And then they were saying something to the point of, if you don't, if you married, we're going to set you and your family up. If you single, it's just you. You got to fend for yourself. And whatever happens after that, it's what happens. So now me being who I am, and it's funny, right? The same person I was at 19 in this aspect, I am now. At 42 years old, plan, plot, strategize. I said, oh, okay, I got a timeline now. You know, I got a timeline. So I just remember we had our phone call. I forget how often we got the phone calls, probably once every other day, something like that. And I'm like, man, baby, it's showtime. And the Aisha that she is, she said, all right, let's get it. I've been waiting on you. You know, but I remember that once out of boot camp, my goodness, you talking about beauty at its best. Let's get to some juiciness of it, right? I remember out of boot camp, like I said, we had 2 months to try to plan it as much as we could to make it romantic, to make it successful. Because I was in what the heck was I at? Grays Lake, Illinois, and we lived in Chicago, Illinois. So you're looking at well over 2 hours of a distance. And to say all that, I remember seeing her. I remember seeing her for that first time. After 4.5, no, I'll take it back. I graduated. I was gone 4.5 months. Then I graduated. She was there with my family and my daughter. And I think a week after that, we got married. But when I seen her that day, we got married at the courthouse. Shout out to you, Mama Wilkins. It was a journey, boy. I didn't even know what was happening during that time. They was getting flat tires and everything else, trying to make it to this date of destiny, right? But I just remember seeing her at the end of the day. I remember, I gotta tell this story. I burnt the heck out of my face too. Oh my goodness. I don't know if y'all remember that shaving cream that's like a powder. I forget what you call it. Black Magic Sun. I think I just butchered the name. But I tried to get beautified the day before, like, oh, I better get married for y'all. And this when I really started believing in God even more, right? I burnt my face. I got pus bumps. Oh my, thinking about it. Oh, thinking about it. Not just to have a little big old pus bumps that to have them just begin with, but you about to get married. You about to get married with big old. My first thing was she about to do a U-turn on me. But God is real, y'all. God is real. He delivered this face in less than 24 hours. So I was grateful. Get back to the meat of everything. I just remember seeing her. I remember knowing that I was doing the right thing because she was a real life angel at that moment. I mean, flawless. Oh my God, flawless. And I remember being confident because of course I was young. So we had some people saying, don't do it, Kurt. Reconsider, read some litter. That's Outkast, by the way. But I remember, you had some naysayers at that time, and I get it now. Looking back at life, I understand why they were saying no, because for a lot of different, actually legit reasons. But, once love calls your name, that's it. And I just knew it. I just knew it was time. And I just knew I did not want to make that next step in life without her being my wife and not having my daughter by my side. As I said before, I was never gonna let no other man raise my child ever. So for all that, you know what I mean, I came to a sound decision to say I do. And I was grateful. I'm still grateful, actually. I'm still grateful. Like I said on the last booth confessionals, whatever you want to call this, you know what I mean? I don't have really a lot of regrets. I have no regrets. I just don't, and it's not even being cocky. That's just me looking back at my life, understanding all things really do work together for good. And so, yeah, in a nutshell, man, that's why I said I do. Because when love calls your name,
I'm finally woke. Good woke. This is like, it's just good. This is good. I wish I could see how I hold my hands. I don't even know why I'm doing like this. Why? I don't know. This is good. This is good. I'm woke. I can actually feel me being in this moment. Man, body, soul. I feel everything. I can feel this moment, and I'm woke, and I'm whole, and I don't have to leave any parts out, and this feels good. So this was really, really big for me. This was a coming out stage in my life, and I think it's one of the best decisions I ever made as a parent. I can definitely tell you that. But that child growing so fast, you got to start thinking. And then my child's father about to get ready to take off and go all the way to the West Coast. And it was just perfect. It was just perfect. Everything was perfect. I don't know why. That was just a year of perfection to me. I don't know why I just felt like that. Everything felt perfect. Everything was perfect. Even the things that wasn't so perfect was perfect. It's just what it was. And I was closing a door and starting a new one. And I felt that we all, as a family, deserved that. So once I finally made it to the courthouse, because I went through so much stuff to get there, oh my God, I was like sweating my makeup off, hoping that we would get there on time. We had a flag. We had a lot of little stuff that had happened that day, but we made it. We made it there. My daughter was there. We was in the courtroom together. I was holding her hand. That's pretty special. And she was just smiling. She was just so happy. She loved her mom and daddy. And she was just watching everything. And we got married that day, and everything was great. The honeymoon was great. She tried to come with us. No, she could not come. And it was great. It was perfect. We had the best time ever. And it's time to go. It's time to pack up, and it's time to leave and cleave, right? So I didn't know what was going to happen next. I didn't know what type of memories we was going to create. I didn't know how we would get there, what roles we would take. I didn't have an idea of what marriage was going to be, but I knew that it was going to have something special about it. And so I trusted, and I'm glad that I did. And I got married because I believe that we were special. And I still believe that to this day. I always believe that. I feel like we are the Incredibles. I really do. I know you love your family. I love man too. And I just believe man's special, special. I really, really do. I have not seen another family like ours. And I mean that in all different type of ways too. We'll get to that later. All right, this is day 4 where I got married because we're special. And he's special and I'm special. And we just some special people. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed day 4. Why did I get married? I learned a lot inside of that booth, and I learned a lot from my husband as well. So it was a great show for me. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. Look at what happens when you talk about things and confess things and you really evaluate your decisions. So it's a lot to learn. We are forever learning. But as I was watching day 4 and being in the presence of it, I thought about Joseph and Mary on why did I get married. They got married for themselves. They got married because they loved each other, because they had chosen to be together forever, just like I did. But what about the purpose of the marriage? A lot of times you don't see the purpose in the beginning. God has a way of revealing it to you. What's the miracle inside of the marriage? What's the purpose? What is the reason why these two is coming together? And what work would they do? What will be the next thing for them? And if you think about Joseph and Mary, they definitely had a purpose for their marriage. They were birthing and raising and taking care of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So yeah, we have our version of why we got married. But I want you guys to think deeper into your relationships and connections and covenants that you have with other people and see what is the purpose, okay? So why did you get married? Why did you take the oath? Why did you take the vows? Why did you commit to this beautiful, beautiful thing called life that you share with each other? There is a purpose in there that you may not see, but it will be revealed to you. God has a perfect plan for everything he allows and everything that he joins together. So enjoy your marriages and God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Check in. Check in. Somebody woke. Finally. Let's start with you, man. Finally woke. We on what? Day 4 and you woke. Praise you, Lord. Praise you.
I woke.
You woke. Let's start with you.
I woke. I can feel it.
Oh, okay. All right. You woke and I'm up. Make that make sense. I am up and you are woke, and okay, I can see how we made it to 19 years then. And that first demonstration of marriage, you know. Once again, for those that don't know much about our story, this was 19 years we're talking about, you know, and I can see just with them 2 words, she was woke and I was up. So woke, kind of elaborate woke a little bit.
It was my life.
Okay.
I really, like when I was in the booth, I started seeing myself as a person.
Okay.
Like as I was talking in the booth, I saw me as a person.
Okay.
A real person,
Okay.
not a child.
Yeah.
I saw me as a person. I think that's what it was. I didn't want to be a child.
Yeah. Makes sense. And I guess for me being up, I wasn't playing a man no more. You know what I mean? I was actually the man. You know, the man of your life, the man of our child life, and we actually grabbed life by the kahunas and started doing it our way, which I believe was decent and in order, because to create a union, you know, underneath God and vows to one another. So I can see that. So
Yeah.
I like day 4. I like day 4 a hell of a lot. A hell of a lot.
Cause I'm like, where is she at? My goodness.
She's here.
Yeah. I'm a woman now. I'm Aisha now. It's real.
That's what's up.
It's real.
That's what's up. Hey, day 4 check-in, y'all.